Our top story from the NBA, the expected return of Kevin Durant to the Brooklyn Nets lineup tonight. And needless to say, the Brooklyn Nets need KD back. They have all but fallen apart since he sprained his left MCL. This is back on January 15th. At the time, they were 27-15, second place in the Eastern Conference. Since then, they've gone 5-16. They're now in the 8th spot. So, expected to be back tonight, just in time for a visit from the Miami Heat. Yeah, the best team in the Eastern Conference with the record. KD, he spoke today at Nets shoot-around, talking about how he feels. This is new on SportsCenter.
I feel energized. I feel grateful for the opportunity to play. Sucks being out and not being around the team and not going out there. You know, I felt bad not being able to help and contribute and try to turn some things around for us, get an opportunity tonight, and hopefully moving forward where I can inject what I do into this team and hopefully provide some good results. It was eating at me that I couldn't go out there and perform, to take some pressure off the guys and the organization a bit. I didn't want to play through pain. I still felt some pain in my knee throughout the losing streak, and obviously I know I can go out there and help, but I didn't want to hurt myself even more trying to go out there and you know, be a superhero, you know, just to be out there. But, you know, I'm glad that I was able to get some time to work on my body. And I don't look at myself as a savior, but I know what I can do and how much I can help this team and what we're missing as a group. But I'm not trying to go out there and win the game by myself tonight or make it all about me. I just try to go out there and help and be a good teammate. Are cutting it close. There's only under 20 games left in this season, but that's the situation we're in. That's the circumstances we're in. So what? You gotta go out there and figure it out. You know what the standings are. You know, everybody's telling us every day how far we're dropping and where we may end up, and constantly telling us the situation we're in. But we understand that, and we know that each day is important. So we focus on tonight and just keep plugging away.
All right, Kevin, so let's look at this again, because when he got hurt January 15th, again, they were in second place in the Eastern Conference, just a game and a half back of Chicago. They were the favorites to win the title at Caesars Sportsbook. Since then, 5-16 is their record, and now Brooklyn finds themselves in the play-in region at 8th in the standings, just a game and a half ahead of the 9th place Hornets. And that's important because, remember, 8th guarantees you 2 shots to advance to the play-in. 9th does not. Say hello to ESPN NBA analyst, KD's former teammate in Oklahoma City, Kendrick Perkins, with us live on SportsCenter. Perk, it's been a long time, month and a half since he last stepped on the hardwood. That's a long time, and especially late in the season. So what are your expectations when you see him out there tonight?
You know what, Sage, it's hard to doubt Kevin Durant, right? Because we had these same question marks same questions when he was coming back from the Achilles injury, and he showed up like he forgot something, right? He came back like he forgot something. So when you're dealing with a guy like Kevin Durant, for as a guy that's a pure hooper, that loves the game of basketball, that could just come out of his mother's womb getting buckets, I have no concerns whatsoever. I think Kevin Durant is going to be Kevin Durant, the Kevin Durant we saw before the injury, a guy that's the greatest scorer of all time in my eyes, a walking bucket. I think we're going to see a different sense of urgency from Kevin Durant, not just on the offensive end, but the defensive end. And he talked about those points because of where the Brooklyn Nets are. But I have no doubts that Kevin Durant is going to come out being the KD of old. He never disappoints us. Whether it's through adversity, injuries, or whatever the case may be, he's going to be himself.
And they need him to be himself because they have got some issues for sure. Brooklyn, again, finds itself just a game over 500, and there's only 19 games left to play. So when you look at their road coming up, they actually have the 6th easiest remaining schedule in the Eastern Conference among those teams, so that's good news. But they have 8 more games on the road this season. Kyrie Irving only eligible to play in 7 of those games. Its final road contest against the crosstown Knicks, and the vaccine mandate still has not been lifted in New York City. So they have a tough stretch starting tonight, too. Each of their next 4 games are against Eastern Conference teams that are in playoff position. Tonight, the first place Heat at Barclays, followed by road games in Boston, Charlotte, and Philadelphia against their former teammate, of course, James Harden. So when you look at that 5-16 record without KD, Perk, I mean, that is glaring. So now every single game does count. Specifically, what do you want to see differently from them in order to turn things around? What needs to change?
Well, they got to go. They have to approach this with a playoff mindset because, look, Sage, I've been telling everybody the playoffs has officially started. Because of the addition of the play-in tournament, the playoffs have started, and especially for the Brooklyn Nets. They no different than the Los Angeles Lakers right now. Every game is a must-win situation for them. They don't know when they're going to get Ben Simmons back. They don't know what's going to go on with Kyrie for as the vaccine mandate. So right now, the Brooklyn Nets, they have to approach every game like it's the playoffs. And that's not just guys making shots. That's a sense of urgency on the defensive end. That's knowing where you're going to rotate to. That's knowing guys being on the same page of how we're going to guard a certain individual. Because this is the thing, Sage. If the Brooklyn Nets fall in the play-in tournament, they may have to face the Atlanta Hawks with a dangerous superstar, young superstar in Trae Young, or a young rising Charlotte Hornets team. And you don't want to have to deal with that because anything can happen. We saw that with the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors last year. Anybody could get hot and anybody could get cold. So right now the playoffs has officially started, not only for the NBA, but especially for the Brooklyn Nets.
You know what, Perk, you know that old cliche that all of us in the media hate, like every single game is important, next game up? It's actually true tonight, the Miami Heat coming to town. And by the way, what a run it's been, and Steve Nash is just his second season as head coach. This has not been easy for him, but again, it begins tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time tip at Barclays. Perk, we appreciate it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.